Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, why you should care about a book called Nobody Cares.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. We all run into people who blame something. They blame the economy, they blame the president, they blame Congress, they blame whoever. They blame Jerry Jones for their problems. And the truth is, nobody cares. A couple of guys who know something about that is Robert Hunt and Salem Thyne. They are co-authors of a book called Nobody Cares Until You Do. So explain this. Why don't we start with you, Robert? How did you come up with the name of the book?
The name came from the journey I had with my son James as he was a young man, trying to empower him to own his decisions. And if you remember being a kid, the teachers always seemed to pick on you randomly for no reason, and everyone was always there was someone you could blame for everything. And so it was at this point in James's life where I was trying to empower him to own more decisions. I kept saying, James, nobody cares. Nobody cares you have a bad teacher. Nobody cares it was traffic. Nobody cares you forgot. At the end of the day, your teachers want your homework done on time, period. And it was those conversations that we'd have over and over again. And it really just became really evident that the world needed that same mindset when we were going through COVID. And everybody was mad at everybody. Everybody blamed everybody. They blamed the president. They blamed inaction or too much action. They blamed all kinds of groups. And if you went on Facebook and you didn't agree with someone, there was so much hatred and ugliness. We thought, this is so wrong. How did we get here? And it's because everyone wanted to blame everybody for everything.
Yes. Salem, let's bring you in on this.
Yeah.
I think we take lessons from what we see on TV. And I can't remember the last time I heard a congressperson or a president say, it was my fault, I messed up.
Yeah, that's so true. I think our society today really encourages you to be a victim, and we're always pointing the finger at other people. Part of this book is really to identify where you are. And by your language, by what you say, how you do things, if you're pointing the finger at someone else, you're probably not going to solve your own problems. So you see it out there today. I think just even recently in the news, there's so much about what did the Supreme Court do or something along those lines. And really what this book is about is looking at what you can do in your life to make yourself happier, what you can do and how you can affect those things. So for us, it was really important that we just gave someone a tool to empower themselves to be happy. And that's really the guts behind this book.
Sure. And in the book, you guys get into some heavy stuff. You're very transparent. Robert, you had a financial setback. Share that story.
Yeah. Again, you can look at your life and say, why don't I get that promotion? Or why don't I have this much money? Or how come this guy has this house and we have this? And Kathy and I have been caught up in trying to maintain a certain lifestyle and got into debt. And I kept saying, Lord, where's the money? I'm working hard. I'm doing good things. Why aren't you blessing me? And bless me meant give me more money. But he gave me a beautiful wife who loves me, and I don't have cancer, and I live in America, and my kids are healthy. And there was so much I had, but all I was doing was complaining about what I didn't have. So we realized we just needed to change our way we did it, and the way we looked at life. So we sold our house, and we downsized and rented a small, beautiful home just around the corner. And we took all that money and we paid off all our debt. And the day that we went into moving to that house and paid off all debt, COVID hit. So we could go through COVID with zero debt. And at the same time, now that weight was off of me, I could think clearly. I made better decisions. My swagger was there. I didn't need business. I wanted to bless more people. I wanted to have more clients. But I didn't need them, so that I was desperate because of money. I wanted great people, and I could say no. So my swagger and my confidence changed. I made better decisions. Yep. Man, life was great because we changed the way we were expecting everyone to do something for us, and we decided we need to own it.
I love that. And Salem, you have a very personal revelation in the book.
Yes, Jeff. Probably my hardest time in my life. I left the military. I was in the military for 12 years. Left that. I was super accountable when I was in the military. My life was together. Left the military, went through a divorce, lost my family, lost everything, and kind of did what we talk about in the book, which is woe is me. You know, what's wrong with me, and this victim that I was, and I embraced that to the nth degree. And drank and did drugs, and it got to a point in my life where I didn't want to live anymore. And so I tried to take those actions. And, you know, it's hard to put that in a book and to read it, but what I thought was important about that is that we all go through these things. And for me, I went through those things. And so if the readers can see that I did this and I've gotten through, then at least they can see that they have a chance too, because there's someone else out there that is in the same situation that I was in.
Hopeless.
You know, and they have no hope. So if they can read that and they can see that I went through that and what I did to get through it, and to come out as a victor on the other side, and that anybody can do that no matter where you are in your life, that you can be a victor of your life. You can live life, not let life live you, you know, and that's the big difference, and that's what we are trying to achieve with that.
What's it like working with a co-author? Because I wrote a book solo. Tell us the process. Was it pretty easy working
We
together?
seem to see everything about the same way at the core of it. Every once in a while, we'd have let's talk it through, and then we'd come to agreement. But we had an amazing ghostwriter.
Yes.
We'd been talking about it for a while. It was Salem's idea to write the book. He had shared with me about the accountability ladder, which is the core of where this comes from. And then he had this vision of, why don't we write a book together? And we talked about it. We even had Saturday sessions to try to, nothing was getting done. So we hired Advantage Media, and they gave us a ghostwriter who was phenomenal. Lisa Canfield did an amazing job.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have got it done. But she took all of our ideas and our outline and our vision and our stories, and she brought it together beautifully.
You guys met through a group that you run and have run for many years now.
Renaissance Executive Forums in Dallas.
Yeah, we're going to show some pictures, and I want you guys to talk about, you know, how you guys met and how this bond formed.
Yeah.
Salem's my friend, so I mean,
Yeah.
he's a client of mine, but he's my friend first, and we've been hanging out for a couple of years now.
Yeah, Robert found me actually on LinkedIn. I'd moved to the area, changed careers in industries, and Robert found me, and we just really bonded, and I joined the group, and the groups really did exactly what I wanted, which was have a platform and an audience of telling me what I could and couldn't do, kind of holding me accountable a little bit as best you could. Encouraging that, which I loved, and the bonds of friendship were there. And then over the time period, like Robert said, I introduced him to the basis of the book, which is the accountability ladder, and it's widely publicized. And then maybe 2 years after we had met, I was in the shower. Of course, that's where your best ideas come, right? Always. I was in there, and I was like, we could write a book on this because we've lived this and we've gone through this, and other people should live and learn what we have learned so they can have happiness in every part of their day. And so I scrambled out of the bathroom. My wife's looking at me like, what am I doing? And I get on the phone really quick, and I just probably go a million miles a second and telling him what we can do, how we can do this book. Let me get it on my brain so you know I'll call you back tomorrow. Right. And that was the beginning of this.
That's where it started.
And so it's been pretty amazing journey so far.
Let's talk about the importance of having an accountability partner, and that could be a spouse or a friend. Do you want to start, Robert?
You know, I always say there is no such thing as holding someone accountable. You could lie. So if you have an accountability partner and you don't really want to be accountable, you just lie.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going on your diet? Oh man, I'm working out, eating great, and the weight's not coming off. I don't know. It's really weird, man. So we always talk about in our groups that nobody can hold you accountable.
Yeah.
You have to want to be accountable. So in our groups, we meet every month to talk about our stuff. And that I'm going to work on this. I need to change this. Okay, so I declare to the group, I got to work on this. I'm going to do this. Then the group says, well, how'd it go? That's the only accountability you get. You could lie. And if you really want to change your life, then you'll be honest and you'll be accountable to yourself. And that's what the group is there to help you when you hit a wall.
Yeah, I think the accountability partners, the most important part is that they know you're lying. Right? Because we all do, right? And we think we're really good liars because we lie to ourselves all the time, right? Sure. We look in the mirror and we say, I look pretty good, even though maybe you don't quite look as good as you could. I went to the gym. Well, you kind of just sat on the bike for a while and looked at my phone.
Channel.
So we know that. We lie all the time to ourselves. So the importance about accountability partner, we talk about this in the book, is they know you're lying and they can say, hey, Robert, you're lying. Robert, you sure about that? Let me give you a chance to really be be honest with yourself, because until you're honest with yourself, then you cannot change anything.
Yeah,
So,
and can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
We have it's a workbook. So we don't want to just, hey, happy thoughts.
Yeah.
We want to give you a tool. There's tools in every chapter, and the core of the tool is a satisfaction assessment, these 2 wheels. And you declare to yourself, I'm not happy here. I don't like this part about my life. And then you get to do something about
Yes.
it. No one tells you to change. This is your declaration to the world. I don't like this. And so you have this workbook, and at the end of every chapter, you go back and you say, now let's go look at those wheels again. What do you want to do? What head trash do you have that's lying to you right now?
Yeah.
And you can hold yourself accountable with the tools that are in there so you can actually make a change.
Okay, we're running out of time, so
Yeah,
I
of
want
course.
to give you both the chance to have final thoughts for the viewer out there who's watching it, who recognizes you're talking about them. What would you like to say to that person? Let's start with you, Salem.
yeah, thanks, Jeff. I would say that reading this book, if you want to be happy in your life, if you read this book, I guarantee you your life will get better. If you read the book and apply the exercises, we designed this because we're 2 normal people that have gone through life, and we just want everybody to have some happiness and contentment in their life. And you have that power. Read the book, and your life will be better. That's what I want to say, because I've done it and I've lived it.
Robert?
Yeah, I think that's the point, is that we really believe in this book. We're putting our own money and time into this because we want to change people's lives. If you'll be honest with yourself and stop making excuses, it will change your life. But you have to embrace it. And if you want to be a victim and you want to blame everybody else, that's what the world lives like. But if you really want to change your life and you want to be victorious over those things, you got to be real, you got to be honest. This book will help you do that.
Wow, what a great show.
I know.
This was fun. Can we do this every morning?
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to end with the website, which is nobodycaresbook.com. Thank you, Salem and Robert, for coming in today.
Thanks,
Thank
Jeff.
you.
Appreciate it.
Good to
Thank
see
you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.